So what are Laravel observers? Okay, Laravel observers are classes that watch over your models. Okay, so let's say you have models like a post model or user model or any other models, and you want to observe the events or actions that happen on this model. You'll use observers. So let's just look at what they are and how to use them. So here I have this form, and you can see this form I can register a user, enter password there, and then submit, and the user is registered in our users table. So if you look here, you get that you have that user that has been registered, right? Now, but something is here where the password is not hashed. Let's say you are now registering users in your site, so the password has to be hashed. So the way you are registering the users, if we look at our user controller, you can just see we are using the mass assignment. So you get all the details and save them as that. Okay. So let's say that I want to hash that password. I can choose to hash it from here, and alternatively I can create observer that is going to observe on the user model, and every time it is created, we have events, so like creating, created, updated, deleting or deleted. I want in the process of creating the model, before it is created, we want to hash that password. All right. Okay, so alternative way of doing this or saving the users to the database is where we can just say like user equals to new user, that is using eloquent, and then we can say user name is equals to request and then name, and you can go ahead and do for the email and then the password. Alright, so you have email and then password here, but then now here you can hash the password at this stage, right? You can hash the password at this stage. Okay, now after that you'll just do user and then save. Okay, but let's say that you have like 50 fields. You are not going to do this. For 50 fields, the password you can hash it here, because you can use the hash package. So you just import hash, and then after importing the hash, you can just hash the password here. You can just set the password to hash make, and then the password that comes through the request, and that password is going to be hashed. But in the case where you're having many fields, this mass assignment, this kind of creating or saving the data to the database is recommended. So how do we just use this and then hash the password in the midst of creating that specific model? So let me comment out this, and you are going to see that now if we go to the form again and create another user, and save that to the database, if we go back and check, we'll find that the password is hashed. Okay, you can see here the password has been hashed. Okay, but now let's look at the case where you have many fields and you don't want to do this. You don't want to add all these fields here. So you can just use this. Let's just comment this out. You can just use this one, user create, and then in the midst of creating that model, you can now hash that password. So how do we do that? The first thing you have to do is to create the observer. So what we call Laravel Observer, it's going to observe on that model, and during the creating event you can hash that password. So this is how it works. So you'll go to the terminal and create observer. So just do php @make and then observer, and then you have to give the name of the observer. So I'll call it user observer, and then you have to specify the model it is going to observe. So the model is equals to user. Okay, just that, and hit enter, and the observer has been created. So if we open our code and go to app, and then you should see this folder called observers that has been created, and inside that observers folder you have the user observer, and you can see specific events that have been predefined for you. For example, created event, updated event, you have this deleted event, restored event, and first deleted event. So this first deleted is when an item, if you implemented soft deleting in your application and it was forcefully deleted. So we'll add other events. So events that you can add are like creating. So this one is after the model has been created, but you want it to happen in the process of creating, right? So we'll just copy that, and since that comes before creating, you'll just paste that code there. Okay, so you can see you have the user here. So what you want to do is to get that field called the password. So you just do user and then password is equals to, so you have to import hash here, so just do use hash because you want to use it here. So is equals to hash make is equals to hash make user password. So you are basically hashing the password that comes through the password that is being saved. Okay, so this one you have to change it from created to creating, and that's it for this model. But then there are a few things you have to do. You have to register this model. Go to our code, and then we'll search for app service provider, and you see you have boot method here. So there are two things you have to do. You have to import the user model, and you also have to import the observer. So app observers and then user observer. So after doing that, we just go to the boot method and register our user. So we just do user observe, and this is going to be user observer class. Basically that is it. And after this, every time we create a new user, the password is going to be hashed. So just go here and create another user, and then the password there, and then submit. It has worked. So let's just go to the users and click on users, and you can see here, and the password is hashed. So this password, the hashing implementation, we implemented it using in the observer here. this one here and not in the controller. So that is just basically what happens. So let's say you also want to create slugs at the time of saving a product to the products table. What you will do is you'll create product observer, and then during the creating event, you are going to generate that slug, right? So where you are going to get the title that is being submitted, and then you generate slug from that. So basically that is it. That is it with the observers. And in case you have any question, you can just ask in the comment section. And if you like this content, you can subscribe to my channel.